Twitter has always been every marketer's favorite social network. But at the same time, it has become harder and harder as a small business to make it work for you. Twitter has over 330 million active monthly users, though, so it could be a traffic goldmine for your organization. However, there are also 500 million tweets sent out every day. So how can you make sure that your tweets get seen? If you're struggling to make Twitter work for your organization, stay tuned, because in this episode, I will be talking how you can use it to grow your business. Hey, everyone. I'm Hans Van Gent, also known as JC Van Gent on Twitter, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, it's the way we can hang out regularly and how we can teach you everything we know to make your online marketing as performant as possible. So go ahead, click the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it so you never miss another lesson. You need to succeed online with your business. And now let's jump straight into today's lesson. A lot of people out there, when they meet me, they assume that my favorite social network is Instagram or LinkedIn, or maybe even Snapchat for some time. But what they don't know is that Twitter has been one of my first social network last out there. I've been on Twitter since May 2007, and I've got no plans on leaving anytime soon. In today's video, I will be talking about how you can use Twitter to your advantage for your business with zero budget. Let's first start with the types of tweets you can share. There are 4 main types of tweets that you can share. The first one is what I'd like to call the networking effect. The most important of them all because it's the whole reason you should be on Twitter. You're on Twitter to meet new people to start conversations with. And you have the power to reach out to someone you don't know and compliment them. When you start a conversation, don't read from your business card. Think about it happening in real life. If I went up to you and I said, "Hey, I'm Hans Van Gent, and I'm a digital marketing strategist, and I can help you with this, and this," you'd be immediately like, "Whoa, no," tuning out. But if I come up to you and compliment you, you're like, "I don't know you, but thanks." And it starts that rapport. So the first thing I want you to do is to start using Twitter as a search engine. Even if you've never posted a single tweet in your life yet, you can still use Twitter as a search engine, no different than Google or YouTube. The big difference: you can find people talking about an actual problem and start a conversation straight with them. So go ahead. See who's interested in your service or product. Let's say you're a real estate agent. Run a search for moving to your city or relocating to your city, looking for a home in your city. That's how easy it is to use Twitter as a search engine to find potential leads. And once again, you don't have to be an active content creator on Twitter. You never have to participate in Twitter chats. You never have to send a single tweet to already get the value out of Twitter. As crazy as it sounds, just use Twitter as a search engine to see what people are looking for, how you can help them, what is being said about your competitors and about your industry, and guess what? If someone is not happy with the service your competitors are offering, you can swoop in and form a relationship with that new customer of yours who used to be a customer or a follower or a supporter of your competition. The big advantage of Twitter versus a LinkedIn, for example, is that you don't need to spend lots of money on email credits just to be able to talk to someone. So go ahead, start talking, start having conversations with your potential customers. And now that we've covered the most important type of tweet that you can send, let's have a look at other types of tweets you can and should be sending from your account. If you're not helping others directly by responding to their tweets, what other things can you be sharing? The second type of tweet is what I like to call a quick question. Quick questions are solely meant to stimulate more engagement with your followers. These questions can be on brand or not on brand. I can ask, for example, what is your favorite social network out there? Or what social network drives you nuts? Which is totally related to our business and user growth. By the way, leave those in the comments because I'm curious to see which networks you're currently on. I can also ask something like, what do you like better, coffee or tea? You should switch up your questions to be on brand and not on brand. After all, you're not a robot for your brand. You're a human being. And sometimes you'll talk about things that are not related to your work or your career or even your interests. Sometimes you just want to have a conversation, and that's exactly what you can do with a quick question. The third type of tweet you can send is what I'd like to call industry buzz. Industry buzz is the opportunity that you have to reinforce the fact that you're an expert in whatever you tell us your brand is all about. Remind us that you know what's up. Remind us that you are in the know by sharing statistics, facts, quick tips, anything that is simple, actionable, that it reinforces that you know information related to whatever it is that you're doing. A tweet like this tends to be a tweet type that gets the most retweets. And retweets are important because that's you essentially getting yourself in front of other people's audiences. And that's really a key element to growth on social media, right? It doesn't mean that every single retweet is going to get you a ton of new followers, but it could. And in general, it's just helping you build brand awareness. When someone reads your tweet and goes, "I couldn't have said it better myself, so I don't have to." Then hop, retweet. That's how that works. That's the psychology behind it. So industry buzz tends to be the easiest and most common one to retweet, and so it's good to mix those into your content schedule. The final type of tweet I want you to start using is probably the type of tweet that people want to use all the time. It is talking about yourself. But it's also the number one mistake people make with social media, is to talk just about themselves, when really it is about the others. Social media is not a tool for broadcasting, and Twitter even more so than others is a tool for conversation. So I want you to use only 1 in every 4 tweets that you send out in the world. You can use those to talk about yourself. And the best way to do this is by using links. Ideally, you attach a link to whatever it is that you're sharing. This could be a link to a blog post or a press release. But by including a link, you will take the reader to a place somewhere where they can engage with you and your brand for a longer time. Of course, it's not always possible to have a link, but try to make it a habit to try to include one, because then the reader can engage with your brand for 5 minutes instead of 5 seconds. One other pro tip: just because you share the link once doesn't mean you can't share it another time. Twitter is a fast-paced social network, so it makes sense to not only share a new blog post straight after you put your content online, for example, but you can also share it 8 hours later, a day later, 7 days after you've posted it for the first time. This is a great way to make sure your content gets seen by all your followers instead of just the ones being online the moment you shared it first. Never share the same message twice though. You don't want your post to become repetitive for your followers. The strategy for doing this is to add some variety by asking questions or including quotes from the article itself. So the first time you share it, it can be just the article title with a visual and designated as a new post. The second time you share it, you will ask a question. The third time, you cite a fact. The fourth time, you can share a quote, etc. Now that we know what types of content to share, another question I get a lot is, how often should I post? A lot of people who have branded accounts or large brands on Twitter, they are posting anywhere from 5 to 15 times per day. On Twitter, there is room for a lot of content. And the reason why is because if you post something and it doesn't get a ton of interaction, that's okay. It's gone in the massive thread of posts that are coming across the Twitter stream every second. Now that you're armed to start your Twitter career and you start to have meaningful conversations with people, let's end our video with one final tip. Our final tip is called list jacking. And although it sounds a bit dodgy, it's a great way to find new prospects as an extension on the first item we discussed, where you were using Twitter search to start finding people to talk to. What you need to do is head over to an industry trade publication of the industry you're in. Let's use Entrepreneur as an example. You head over to the Twitter profile and you can see what lists they have been added to. You're going to see lists that are already curated with thought leaders, with media, with brands. This is a super easy way to cut through the clutter. So when you list jack, you start going publication by publication and you start seeing what lists they are added to. And then you can also see the people that have been added to these lists as well. Provided that these are probably executives and also decision makers of the company that they work with. Now, you have a legit prospect list that you can do everything with that you need to start having conversations. Research them on LinkedIn, see what they are posting, and start responding. Start building those relationships. When Twitter started, everyone always asked me, why should I share with the world that I'm eating right now? And while it may have started out like this, the most value you can ever get from Twitter is if you start having regular conversations with people, if you're helping out other people on Twitter, if you're asking questions yourself, if you're sharing insightful information. Twitter can be an awesome place to be for you and your business. See, Twitter above all is a social network where you really have to be social and start interacting with the other people online, not just push your message out there. That's it for today's lesson. If you're still struggling to figure out how to get started with Twitter for your business, you can check an even more in-depth article at our site on user growth. Or leave a comment below. Ask your questions, and I'll be there to help you out. And of course, if you like all the videos and the content that we're giving to you to help you grow your business online and want to help back, please subscribe, like, share this video, tell other people about it. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.